Hello again. We're on the driveway at the minute because in the van because we've got works going on in the house. So I thought, being in the van, it got me thinking as to, you know, new people to motorhome in, what you might, you might not think of that you need. So I've written down a little list of points, and I'm going to just chat for a couple of minutes just to give you my views on that sort of thing, and yeah, and see where we go. So yeah, if you do see the channel and like what you see, or leave a comment, leave a like, a thumbs up and a subscription. It all helps the channel. We're really close to 100 subscribers. We're about 93, so I'd like to really hit that milestone. It's be a nice one to hit. So yeah, let's get on with it. Let's get in. So first thing I would say is, when you buy your motorhome, first, like brand new or second hand, get a good lot of accessories. A lot of the companies, like where we bought from our second one, Salop, they were just asking if we need this, need that, and they was wanted to give us everything, sort of thing. But we had a fair bit from our first van. But a good accessory kit, in my opinion, would include your electric hookup cable. I think we've got a 20-meter one, which I think is probably the best length, because some pitches are really big. So you might be some pitches around, you might end up coming a bit short with a 10-meter one, but a 20-meter electric hookup cable, and an adapter plug, so you can use it at home as well. So that's handy. So that's what we're running on at the minute, an adapter plug from the front room into the hookup. Wheel chocks, which levelers, which are handy, because most sites are pretty good when it comes to their leveling of their pitches, but you might just need to raise one side a bit, or so they'll be a good thing to. They're always a good thing to have in your kit. A food standard hose to fill your water up, and quite a few tap connectors, because there are different taps out there that some people the different sort of like connectors. So a selection of tap connectors will be good. And I think we've got 3 with our one, so we're hopefully set up for all scenarios when it comes to taps. But yeah, that's what I would say is a good selection to start with. We got all that sort of stuff. We also bought a wraparound curtain, if you like, for the front of the cab. It adds insulation, keeps it cool in the summer, keeps it warm in the winter. So yeah, and the next thing I thought about was security. So we had a steering wheel lock from the old van, but again, Salop said if we wanted a wheel clamp, so they gave us a wheel clamp, which is really handy. It's quite easy to put on. It's a Milano wheel clamp, same as our wing mirror protectors, which is another thing I would always get, because you're always clipping trees and whatnot. So I'd say that would be a good thing to get, the wing mirror protectors. Other security you can get is things like clutch locks, and that I've not got one of them because I can't find any. Whenever you find them on Amazon, they're always sold out. But they'd be good as well. You could get extra locks on your security locks on your doors. We had an alarm set put in because the van didn't have an alarm when we bought it, so we had an alarm put on, which I think is essential, really, because these are expensive things, and you've got to protect. And I think a lot of insurance companies require an alarm on vans over a certain price, otherwise they won't insure you, so you need that. Then we come to sort of like outside accessories. You might have a wind out awning on the side, then you could get the drive-away awnings, which I think are really good. The inflatable ones, we've got a Vango one. We're trying to sell that one as it goes, but we've replaced it with a Vango inflatable tent, because my brother, he prefers to sleep outside the van, So we've got a tent that we're going to be putting up, so and it gives you a little bit of extra space just to sit outside, and you can get changed in there, because again, the layout, which is again important, finding the right layout for what you want. Our layout is, you've got 3 double beds, 1 over the cab, and then you can make up 2 in the 2 seating areas. But we need that because we're not a traditional, you know, couples thing. It's me, my sister, my brother, my mum, my nephew, so we need to have separate sleeping things. And the difference from this van to our first van was an Auto Trail Tribute, and this is a Swift Edge. The only real difference to the layout is that it's got a smaller bathroom, this one, which gave us more open, it's more sort of like open at the back. It feels more spacious at the back. So that's always, you know, finding the right setup. I don't think there's a perfect setup. I don't think anyone will ever find the perfect layout for them. There's always going to be a little compromise here or there. And then we come on to joining caravan clubs. You've got the Caravan and Motorhome Club, which we are a member of. They're good, I think, definitely in your first year, if it's something you've never done before, if you're completely new to it. I think they're quite good for in that sort of time, because they've got a lot of experienced people on sites that give you good advice. And if you've not got a little bit like when we first went to the Shrewsbury one, that was our first site we stayed on, we didn't have a tap adapter for the hose, so they lent us one and gave us good advice. But all of the caravan clubs are good to get involved with, I think, for the first year, because they do rallies, which will be quite cheap to go to, so it takes down the cost. But their sites are quite expensive to stay on, but you do get a fair bit out of them. Like I say, we're not going to renew, I don't think, after the first year's membership, but you know, that's just our decision. Extra power is good. Obviously, you go a lot of sites have good electric, 10 or 16 amp, but sometimes you might just need that little bit extra. So a power station would be a good advisable thing to have, I think, because you know, it's just, things can trip a site out quite easily, so you don't really want to be responsible for doing it. So you can run a lot of your stuff off a power station, and it's free electric, because they're all charged solar powered wise. So if you get a good summer's day, you'll easily charge it up from empty to full in a few hours, and then you've got hours worth, you know, dozens of hours worth of depending on the size of your power station you get of electricity. Which we've got a Bluetti, which we really like. It's not the most expensive one, and it's not the biggest, but it's enough for what we need it for. And you can run most, so like, you know, appliances on it, not big things like microwaves or air fryers, but most, you know, computers, charging your phones, all that sort of thing. So they're really good to have. And that same sort of thing is, make sure you get good gas. I mean, we're trying to find a Cala gas bottle at the minute, and you just can't find them anywhere. So we're going to get a gas flow system fitted in, so it's refillable. I think that's probably the best, most reliable way to guarantee yourself gas, because so many companies just don't have gas where you want them. We went up to 4 BP stations, petrol stations, and they all do Cala gas, but they didn't have any. And our local farm shop, who's a Cala gas supplier, Cala gas is meant to have delivered to him 4 times in the last 2 weeks, and they've not even rang to explain why not. So I would say the refillable gas systems are the way to go. They're a bit of an outlay in the short term, you know, immediately, but it's just nice. It's nice to have a guaranteed gas supply and not worry that if you run out on halfway through your holiday, are you going to be able to find a supplier of gas when you can just go to a petrol station and fill up that way. Another thing you find when you first get them is rattling when you're driving along. So find out where your rattles are. You're finding mainly on your cooker. That's what we found. So what we do, we've got the silver sort of curtains inside, and we just put one of the window curtain covers under the lid of the oven, and that stops the rattling. Well, and obviously if you've got knives and forks in your drawer, just wrap them up in a kitchen towel. That usually stops, and that deadens the rattling, because it can get a bit annoying especially on the state of the roads in this country. They're terrible for potholes, and you go over a pothole, it sounds like, you know, everything's falling out. But yeah, so yeah, look, find out where your rattles come from, and they're usually pretty easy to find, and just you can just deaden them with a few simple things. I like the idea, shows are a good place. I like the idea of going to shows, because you've got so many stalls there with so many ideas you wouldn't have even thought about. You wouldn't, you know, things. We went to the Motorhome show in February at the NEC, and the accessory stands, you think you'd never thought you'd have needed them somewhere. You know, I can't think off the top of my head of things, but they're really good places to go, because there's everything there. You know, there'll be people there that can turn your back seating area from 2 parallel sofas into a U shape if you want it. They can do all sorts of things to your interior. The accessories for your food and your storage, really good places to go, and look, people, they know their products, and yeah, they're good. They'd be a good place to go. And also for upgrades, you know, if you want to upgrade your suspension, or you want to upgrade things, you know, they're good places to go. I would also just quickly actually mention, if you've got a entry-level cab and you've got the basic, like we were in a Fiat Ducato, you've got the basic Fiat radio, I'd definitely upgrade it, because especially if you're on Android, if you've got an Android phone, because it doesn't really pick up. You can plug your phone into it, but it's not very good, and there's no sat nav or anything like that. It's just a basic radio. So I'll definitely upgrade your radio if you've got a basic radio. Just go down to Halfords and the shop like that and get it done. That's the best place for that kind of thing. And lastly, I would say, if you are starting out on this, get yourself, do a YouTube channel. Never thought I'd do a YouTube channel. I don't know if you've seen any other videos on the channel, but I've had bad anxiety problems all my life, and doing this would have been something I never would have dreamed of doing, but I'm doing it now. And you meet good people, and people that you feel you can always get in touch with and ask for advice, you know, about your motorhome and all about YouTube. And you know, that's and it's fun, and it's a good way of documenting your travels. You know, you just take a video, upload it, and it's there forever, or as long as you want to keep it there. And yeah, you meet like-minded people. Same with Instagram. We've got Instagram as well. They're good to grow your sort of like your friends groups in the community of motorhoming. And again, you've got a problem, you just put a question up and it will be answered. So yeah, I think they're the things that I would say are sort of a beginner's guide, if you like. We've only been doing this 8 months, and that's what we've done. You might do differently, but if you know, everyone's different. So, but they're the essentials that I feel that you need in a motorhome. And if you do think of other things, you know, just leave a comment. I'm always always willing to see new ideas and what other people think. So yeah, again, so I'm going to leave this here. I hope it's not been too boring and rambly, but I'm going to leave it here, and I will then, like I say, yeah, if you do find anything like useful that I've put in there, or if you've got useful tips, put them in the comments so everyone can see and get the benefit of other people's knowledge and experiences. So yeah, again, if you do come across the channel, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment and a subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.